Hello, everyone. Oh, hold on. I want to grab the microphone real quick. So funny. Is anyone on here with me? I don't know. I'm going to edit this later. Hope everyone can hear me when I do this. Okay. Well, whether you watch it now or watch it later, skip ahead to after I get my microphone. Oh, you guys, how are you doing today? We got 1 week down here. Well, it depends where you're at. There's a lot going on, something new happening every day. I put a poll out there yesterday, and I gotta say, I really appreciate the engagement. I really appreciate, everyone voting in the poll. It was awesome. I'm excited to be sharing some of the tools that I have that I can share with you, maybe help you a little bit. So the biggest concern that showed up in the poll was the uncertainty of the situation. And some of you chose some other things. I can't wait to do more videos on those. But for now, let's talk about uncertainty. Okay, it's really important that I address that with you. And I get it. There's a lot of uncertainty right now about the circumstances that we're finding ourselves in. So, just collectively everywhere, this is unprecedented that everyone in the world really is affected by this. It's crazy. Just 1 second. Do I have anyone watching? I can't tell. Raise your hand. Oh, hi, April. I see you like my video that I'm not even prepared for. Hold on. I'm back. All right. So, uncertainty. Everything's is uncertain right now, and you are not alone in feeling that way at all. But I want you to think about something. Let's think back to our normal lives, right? Everything is uncertain before all this started. If you think about it, everything in our lives, we are always just creating and imagining a future. So that's nothing new to us. We're always just doing that. Our brains are so good at that. We plan for things. We expect certain things to happen. We say, well, I'm going to go out Friday night, or I'm going to get married, and I'm going to have these kids, and we're going to go on this vacation, and I'm going to have good health, and I'll stay married the rest of my life. I'm going to stay healthy, and we're going to get in our car and drive to our destination. And we all just expect all these things to happen. Well, I know, April, you don't always, right? Most of us we create and imagine our futures, right? So remember that none of this is ever guaranteed. And we cannot change the world, and we cannot change the circumstances, what's going on. We can't change the virus. We can't fix what's going on. So the only thing we can control is ourselves and our minds and how we respond. So when you're feeling uncertain, I invite you first to go to the absolute worst case scenario, which is probably where your brain's going anyway, because our brains do that. So go to the very worst case scenario. But then always give equal time to the best case scenario. So you'll have both of them, and learn to be okay with either one. If you can learn to be okay with the worst case scenario, and you'll be delighted at the best case scenario, of course. And then imagine the most likely scenario, okay? Because our brains are always going to extremes, and life isn't usually an extreme. And remember that this too shall pass, right? And here's the thing. Life is meant to be 50-50. And if you're in the 50% right now where you're scared and you're feeling panicked, that's hi, Megan. Thanks for joining. Let's see. If you watch the beginning of this, I had to screw around a little bit, so just fast forward. So it's definitely normal to feel anxiety or stress right now, but don't feel anxious about your anxiety, and don't feel stress about your stress. That you're just layering it all on. And just remember, if we have the ability to imagine a worst case scenario, we can certainly imagine a brighter, more positive scenario as well. So Byron Katie says, I love Byron Katie. She's amazing. If you haven't read any Byron Katie, you have to. She says, we sit, we stand, and we lie horizontal. Everything else is just a story. So you need to remember that whatever your feelings are right now, it's because of your thoughts. It's what you're thinking about. And you have the ability. Your thoughts are 100% optional. So, how are you doing today, Megan? Oh, sun shines. I'm like, what are those again? I can't see it. I need my glasses on. Oh, it's a wild ride, isn't it? It is. And a lot of times, some of us are overthinkers, right? And so we tend to overthink. And what that does is first we can fall into being a victim. And you'll know that you've fallen into victimhood instead of just depression or worry or disappointment. If you're feeling disappointment, tired, stressed, yeah. You'll know that you've fallen into victimhood when you start doing those adult temper tantrums, like your little stomp your foot, like this shouldn't be happening. And I think that's where a lot of us are right now. We're arguing with reality. We're saying this shouldn't be happening. This person shouldn't be acting this way. This person shouldn't be saying these things. Our family members should be doing these things. And that's when we really start feeling the pain. If you can accept that maybe this was always meant to happen. If you can accept that, then you will feel so much less pain about everything going on and about everything. Again, our brains take things to the extreme. So remember, give equal time to the best case scenario as well. Yes, April, I know that. April says, my superpower is imagining worst case scenarios. That is my sister, and I do know that about her. And she works in a hospital, so she's got a lot on her plate right now. And we thank you for that, April. And I love your stories. And overthinking leads to chaotic thoughts, right? Your brain just starts going crazy, just ruminating round and round about all the worst case scenarios. So when we get to that depressed, stressed, overwhelmed state, we often will start buffering. And what buffering is a way to keep us from feeling an emotion that we don't want to feel. So we may even literally crawl in bed and put the covers over our head, or we may do some over drinking, or overeating. We may start yelling at our kids or our family members or our dog or our cat. We may lash out. We may just binge watch TV. I mean, these are all buffering to keep us from feeling those feelings. And I will tell you this probably almost every time that I talk to you is if you can allow your feelings and be present with them and feel them in your body and know that it's your thoughts that are causing these feelings, you'll be able to feel it. You'll look at your brain and you'll say, hey brain, I'm onto you. I know what you're doing. I know these thoughts. I know they're creating these feelings. And you'll be okay with just feeling that feeling. And it'll pass. I promise it'll pass. It'll go through. Or you can carry it with you and you can do things while you're carrying those heavy feelings with you. And if you are willing to feel any emotion, there's nothing you're unwilling to do. There's nothing that's too hard for you to go through. And I promise you that you will find so much strength. It's in the resistance of those emotions where we feel the most pain. And we're human. We are humans with human brains. And give yourself some grace. Don't judge yourself for your feelings. Don't judge your feelings and say, I shouldn't be feeling this way. Of course you're going to be feeling some stress and some, fear around all the circumstances of the world right now and whatever it is that's uncertain in your life. Maybe it's your finances or you're worried about health of members of your family or world health. We know that there's nothing we can do about any of that. So don't put yourself through all that pain. So like I said, remember this too shall pass, but also remember that there's going to be something else that's going to come along. Okay? There's always the next thing. And there's always going to be disappointments, but there's going to be wonderful things too, because life is 50-50. And thank you guys for jumping in. I really appreciate it. Did you have anything you want to talk about? You can put it in the comments. I really suggest you either stay off social media. You don't necessarily have to stay off social media. If you want to watch some attention-grabbing news headlines or read about things, I really suggest that you give equal time to the hopeful and the positive things and the funny memes. And I know you will. It's all a balance. It's all a balance. So thank you so much. I love you too, Megan. Mwah. I love you, April. Even though you didn't say it, Megan said it. And I hope everyone's doing well and feeling healthy. And we when we're overthinkers too, we get a little tinge. I got a little tickle in my throat, and I'm like, oh boy, got a tickle in my throat. But I'm sure we're fine. So. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me tonight on this Saturday night, which I'm really not doing anything much different than usual. I'm staying home on a Saturday night alone. Well, Emily's here, but So have a great rest of your weekend. I will pop in tomorrow and maybe talk about something else or share some more really great tools for you. So love you guys. Bye-bye. Let's see. It's a new end. I love you too.